Hello and welcome again to this edition of BrothaSpeak. My name is Heber Brown. I'm the host of the show, and special guest for this show, mainstays of the show, Mr. Tyrone Keys, Mr. Ted Smith. Thank you both for being here. We want to continue on with the twist on this Don IMUS situation. Many of you know now, IMUS was fired for making a comment about the Rutgers female basketball team, who played an extraordinary championship game, by the way. I don't know if anybody watched it, but they really sparked my interest in female college ball because these girls could ball. But anyway, the IMUS situation, IMUS called them nappy-headed hoes, and outrage ensued, and he was fired and will soon, most likely, be on satellite radio somewhere making more money than he ever could imagine. But as a part of this, we have to examine, I believe, what this means for black media in particular. The comments that Don IMUS made were insulting, to say the least, were inappropriate, were racist, were sexist, but the same types of comments, and even worse, can be found every day on BET, can be found and heard every day on your #1 hip-hop and R&B station in the town wherever you live. So we really got to question what this means for black media. Snoop Dogg came out and made the distinction, attempted to make a distinction between what IMUS said and what rappers say in some of their raps, saying that it's two different contexts, it's two different scenarios, two different backgrounds. So IMUS cannot say it, but rappers can say it, is what Snoop came down on. And I want to hear from the brothers. Brothers, what do you think about the comments that some rappers make in their lyrics compared to IMUS's statement? And should there be the same level of outrage toward hip-hop, rap, toward BT, toward Radio 1 as there is to the IMUS situation?
It should be more.
It should be more.
It should be more. They should be fired. There should be sanction. And deeper than that, we need to go against these corporations and major media outlets that have taken over rap and hip-hop, because it used to be a forum, and it used to be liberation music that picked us up. Now this is like plantation music. Snoop Dogg is a slave as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. He used to be on death row. Death row was founded by money, by organized crime. Part of the money that was involved with Gary Webb talked about the CIA and crack connection and things. One of the guys, Ricky O'Harris, that put the money up for death row, was connected with that. That's who put up the money for death row. I mean, these guys, they advertise for alcohol, tobacco, firearms, free of charge. And I don't know, I feel like they're plantation. I feel like that they are slaves on a plantation, and they will destruction within our community.
Tyrone, you agree? It should be more outrage?
I agree. And you know what? I will let these rappers, you decide, ladies and gentlemen, you decide whether you should be outraged. This is from the #1 song, #1 rap track in America today. It's a track called "This Is Why I'm Hot" by someone named Mims. They're running out of rap names. This is from verse 2. "This is why I'm hot. Catch me on the block. Every other day, another bitch, another drop." This is from another #2 song, rap song in America, by everybody's favorite child molester, R. Kelly. It's called "I'm a Flirt." "Now swear to tell the truth and the whole truth. When it comes to hoes, I be pimping like I supposed to. The moral of the story is cuff your bitch, 'cause I'm black, handsome, I sing, plus I'm rich." So I'm not sure.
That's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of his story. IMUS, sure, what he said was uncalled for. But this is us talking about us.
Keep on going, Tom.
Okay, this is from the #3 song, "Throw Some D's" by Rich Boy. Rich Boy selling crack, broke niggas wanna jack. I never slip, I never fall. A lot of hoes give me their numbers, but I never call. The number 5 song. These are the top 5 rap songs in America today. Means they're selling. Go Getter by Young Jeezy. This is part of the chorus, so this is repeated throughout the song. You know we trap all day, play all night. This is the life of a go-getter, go-getter, go-getter. You in the club, you see a bad bitch, point her out. And it goes on, you know, with the. But this is the course.
Top 5.
This is a top 5. So I agree with Ted. This should garner much more outrage than what IMUS said. Because, for example, you'll hear some black people say, Snoop Dogg kind of alluded to it. Well, this is inside the family, and you know you can say what you want inside the family, but you and I both know that if you called your brother,
that's right,
your mother and father would reprimand
that's
you.
right.
Yeah.
So why isn't Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson doing this?
Because there's money involved.
That's right.
Big dollars are involved, and we know that there's a relationship. And I have to come down. Last show I played, you know, kind of the moderator reporter guy. But this issue gets me so fired up. These are the top 5 songs in the country which are played repeatedly in the minds, as Ted alluded to, plantation music, are played immediately in the minds of our young people. And we wonder why they are violent. We wonder why they disrespect each other. We wonder why these things are going on in our community. Well, when this is the track to your life, you eventually will act out what you hear or what you see. Now, I would say this is profane. The words are profane and vulgar and obscene, but don't watch the video. Put this to the video and you're watching pornography to music. Bottom line.
You definitely are. And Ted and I were having a conversation before the show, and if no one believes that these lyrics actually affect the psyche of young black people, then consider this. There was a shooting at a school in Randallstown. This was 2.5 years ago.
Baltimore County.
Correct. What happened was, after a basketball game at the school ended, kids were coming out, and 4 individuals drove up in a 6 Series BMW, which is a $70,000 automobile. They got out and they started shooting. Now, the individual that they were after, he wasn't even there. But the one person they managed to hit was a star athlete, straight A student. He's paralyzed for life. 2 other individuals are in prison today, one with a 50-year sentence, the other with a 100-year sentence. One individual was acquitted because he really had nothing to do with it. He wanted to ride in the car. And then another, the third individual, he intimidated a witness. The witness left town. The FBI has said they will keep the case open forever if they have to. When they find that witness, they will prosecute. So what's going to happen with him is when he's 35, he's got a good job and a productive family, this is going to come back to haunt him. But the point of the matter is, who drives up in $70,000 automobiles, jumps out and starts shooting? The only place you see this happen is a rap video, or you develop the imagery based on the lyrics you hear in a rap song.
You know what's interesting? A while back, Oprah had a series on a video called The Secret, and she began to have something. It featured something called the Law of Attraction, and the basic premise was that whatsoever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That if you plant seeds for great things, then you achieve great things. That if you expect riches and wealth and success and prosperity or whatever it is, and I'm pretty sure people like Jamal Bryant and T.D. Jakes all know about this as well. That's why they preach it. But that if you focus on things like that, then you will eventually achieve it. And so the opposite is true. That if you always just focus on just, I'm a gangster, I'm a pimp, I'm going to go to jail, it's great to be shot. I mean, just the opposite is true.
You alluded to earlier the relationship between corporations and the hip hop industry.
Right.
And corporations have caught on fast that there's big money to make in hip hop.
Right.
From clothing, from music, from cars. I went on the BET.com website this morning, and they had a commercial pop up while I'm trying to find lyrics. McDonald's comes up with a little jingle with black women singing about, I'm loving it. So that relationship is very real. And as Ted alluded to, I think off air, the relationship between some rappers and politicians is cozying up as well, with Timberland hosting a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton, and Russell Simmons also playing an active role in politics, even here in Maryland, where he came out vocally in support of Michael Steele for U.S. Senate. So we see the collusion and the corruption that's going on. But I think I want to focus in on two women who I think deserve just as much, if not more, scrutiny than does IMUS, compared to IMUS.
Okay.
And it's two women. Deborah Lee, who is the CEO of BET, and Kathy Hughes, who's CEO of Radio 1. These two women control the two main pipelines that carry the perversion into the minds of our children. The two. Now, we can target the corporations as well, but when I saw the IMUS situation, I began to think about a strategy. Because I think that IMUS whole situation was a perfect example of how you change content on mainstream airwaves. I mean, from beginning to end, if you just study it, don't get caught up in the emotional aspects, but study what happened and how it happened. When the advertisers pulled out, the show tanked like that. Now, they went on to raise money with people calling in, but when the advertisers pulled out, the major stations, NBC, MSNBC, and CBS said, we got to cut it. Sorry. And so I think in that same way, when we look at the pipeline from the corporation's boardroom through Deborah Lee and Kathy Hughes to the minds of our children, I think we have to attack the pipeline at various points until somewhere along the pipe things start breaking up.
I still don't think you're getting deep enough.
Okay.
Because I agree. I mean, fine. Attack Deborah Lee, attack Kathy Hughes, but as long as there are dollars to be made, I mean, the problem continues.
Well,
because in most people's eyes, even most churchgoers' eyes, Kathy Hughes is a success.
Well, maybe we target
that
the
becomes a
advertisers
problem.
then. We target not Kathy Hughes and Deborah Lee. We target those who support the program. Here's case in point.
Okay.
This past Friday at 8:18 in the morning, I wrote it down. 8:18 in the morning on the local #1 hip hop and R&B station here in Baltimore, 92Q, 92.3 FM. They had a sex survey on the air. Here are the questions of the sex survey. What is the sexiest part of your body? Where's the craziest place you've had sex? How do you feel about threesomes? Do you use sex toys? And what celebrity turns you on? People called in and answered these questions live on the air Friday morning, 8:18 in the morning. People called in and said, well, ladies called in, sexiest part of my body is my breasts, my tatas. Craziest place I had sex was in Mercy Hospital, Druid Hill Park. Threesomes? Yeah, I'm down with threesomes. My sister does it too. We go to a swingers club. So this stuff is on commercial radio. At the same time as I'm writing down the questions of the sex survey, preparing my letter for the program director, I'm also writing down the advertisers. Singular Wireless, Antwerp and Mitsubishi, going down the line, Dunkin' Donuts, right down the line. And now, if we think at it in terms of the question, where's the craziest place you had sex, is brought to you by Singular Wireless. Do you use sex toys when you have sex, is brought to you by Mitsubishi. Now we're going to put companies on the hot seat. Singular Wireless, do you know that your advertising dollars are supporting sexually profane questions and conversations on commercial radio on hours where children are more prone to be listening?
Why isn't Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson spearheading something like that? You know, well, it's obvious because there's no money in it. But I hate to sound pessimistic about the whole thing. But the sad part about it is people who think like us about the situation are in the minority. There is a coarsening of the society. It's getting into an anything goes society. I remember when I used to wake up in the morning and come downstairs in my grandmother's house, there was always gospel playing, every morning.
Yeah.
Okay? And, I mean, this is what you hear, and unfortunately, a lot of parents are riding to work in the morning, and they're listening to that with their baby strapped in a car seat right behind them. So, and we're not willing to sacrifice anymore in order to do what's right, and there are not enough people that are willing to just take a stand and say, hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. These questions are very personal, and yeah, they have a place in an adult-themed context, but 8 a.m. on publicly owned airwaves is not that place.
But you know what? I think that we need to start at some place, and even though you're right that we're in the minority, every movement, starting with the movement that with Christ on the earth started out with a minority that became transformative. And fine, no Jesse Jackson, no Al Sharpton. I think that you're every bit the leader and more just on the fact that you live by your principles as Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. I mean, why can't we begin to put our minds together and get like-minded individuals to begin to fight against this, that however it goes, we're going to make a stand for what's right. And we just cannot let it go down like this.
We got to wrap it up.
Not the reality that we choose to accept.
We got to wrap it up. But I agree wholeheartedly. And that scenario I painted out, it's not just some idea. I'm serious. I'm going to move on it. 92.3, I'm coming. Singular wireless, I'm coming. And I'm not coming by myself. I think we have to, as you said, really champion the principles and really champion morality in the broader sense of the word. This immoral culture has gone to such a point where, as you said, anything and everything goes to the detriment of our children. And so this is going to happen. I'm drafting letters and I'm targeting the advertisers. I'll get to the station later, but I want to know does Singular Wireless support this type of situation? So we're going to take out ads and papers. I'll put my own money on the line, and this is going to be a test case. Because if we can knock off in Baltimore City the #1 hip-hop and R&B station, I'm not saying knock them off the air, but you've got to censor what you're saying out of your mouth. You have a responsibility. And if we can do it here in Baltimore, I believe that it's going to go across the nation where black folk who are in the minority ideologically will rise up and say, you know what, we ain't taking it.
That's right.
So stay tuned. You will hear more about it. You might see it on the news or something. I don't know. But I can't take it anymore. I don't have children myself yet, but for the thousands of children in Baltimore City and Maryland who have to listen to that first thing in the morning, I'm taking a stand for them, and I know that many others will come alongside. Thank you for enjoying this and watching this edition of BrothaSpeak. Please tune in next week. We're going to have another exciting conversation right here on BlackTVOnline.com. Thank you. Have a great day.